So up till now we have studied the paper of real analysis part first, and in that we have studied sets and functions first chapter, and the second chapter that we have studied is sequences of real numbers. Now today we shall start another paper which is MAT 502 abstract algebra part first. In abstract algebra, we have to study in first part group theory and ring theory, and in next semester the second part we will study vector spaces. The first chapter we shall start today is group theory. Group structure we shall define, and I have written the definition here, and we shall try to understand the definition, and then we will consider examples of group. Group is defined for a non-empty set G, and together with a binary operation. The binary operation here is denoted by this dot, or which is also called as product. So there are two things to define a group. One is non-empty set G and another is binary operation. Binary operation that may be denoted by any symbol, asterisk or dot, or we know addition, subtraction, multiplication are also binary operations. And thus for defining group we require two things. One is non-empty set and another is binary operation. Now that we have considered at the start, a non-empty set G together with a binary operation that may be denoted by any symbol, asterisk or dot or any other. We denote here it by dot, or we may say as a product, is said to form a group if the following properties hold or satisfied. The first property, these are simple properties but important, and the first is closure. AB belongs to G for any two elements A and B in G that imply their composition A dot B. The binary operation is dot and A dot B is again, the resulting element is again in G. That type of operation is known as closure. And second is, now these will be more clear when we consider the examples of a group. Second is associative. Three elements, any three elements A, B, C in G implies that A dot in bracket B dot C is equal to A dot B, this is in bracket dot C. That means we can change the composition or group here. Here first the composition of B and C is considered, product of B and C is considered, and then the product of A and this product is considered, but it is same as if you consider A dot B first and then with C. So that this property is known as associative property. Now we know usual addition or sum is associative, product is also associative. Third property is existence of identity element in G. There exists a special element in the set, and that we say we denote by small e. Small e belongs to G such that the property of this small e is A dot E is equal to E dot A is equal to A. So composition with identity element gives the same element. That is the meaning, and this is commutative. A dot A E must be equal to E dot A, and that is equal to A. This is meaning of identity element. For example, for usual addition the identity element is 0 because we have A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A is equal to A, and thus this E is equal to 0 for usual addition, and for multiplication that will be 1 because we have A into 1 is equal to 1 into A is equal to A, and therefore these are the identity element for these operations. For addition it is 0 and for multiplication it is 1. The next property is existence of inverse in G, and for every element in G, A belongs to G, there exists related element, an element, we say this as A inverse. A inverse belongs to G such that the composition of these two elements A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A, and that result identity element. So this is the meaning of inverse. For example, what is identity for addition? That is E is equal to 0. And if you consider the inverse, then A for with respect to addition, A plus that inverse element is equal to A inverse plus A. These two properties are commutative. We can change the order, and that must result identity element. Now what is the inverse for addition? Identity is 0 for addition, so it must be 0, and thus we know that it is A plus negative of A minus of A plus is equal to minus A plus A, and that results 0, which is identity, and thus minus A is the additive inverse of A, or minus A is the inverse of A with respect to addition. And if you consider multiplication, the inverse will be different. Now for multiplication, instead of addition, usual addition, we are considering multiplication. We may denote by dot. And what is the multiplicative identity? That is 1. And therefore, A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to 1. And we know that A into 1 by A is equal to 1 by A into A is equal to 1. And therefore, A inverse here is 1 by. For multiplication, the inverse is reciprocal, and for addition, the inverse is negative of that. So the inverse and identity changes with respect to binary operation, and therefore the binary operation is important while defining the set, defining the group. And these are the necessary properties or axioms for a group structure. These are, we have seen, closure, then associative, and next identity must exist and inverse must exist. So 4 are compulsory properties, then the structure is said to form a group. So thus this is the definition of group, and the whole group theory depends or starts with this definition. So we have to understand these 4 axioms or properties of group. And furthermore, another type of group is defined here. A group G is said to be abelian or commutative if the commutative property is satisfied in the group. The property we know is, if for every AB belongs to G, A dot B is equal to B dot A. That means the composition is commutative. Order we can change. And if this property is true, satisfied, then the group is said to be abelian. And note that this is not a compulsory property for group structure. If the property does not hold, then we say the group is non-abelian or non-commutative. Now we shall consider examples of groups. First, we'll consider let G be the set of all integers, positive, negative, and 0, and we may write it in short as 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2, etc. And with the binary operation plus usual addition, with usual addition or usual sum is a group. Now we shall verify. This is our first example, simple example. The set of integers with usual sum, usual addition forms a group. Now we shall check the properties. Now what is the first property? Closure. What is meaning of closure property we will see. Now here we can consider A, B belongs to G. Means A, B are any two integers. And this implies the composition here is usual sum. Means here A dot B means A plus B. The meaning of composition, usual sum, dot denotes sum. And AB belongs to G, this will imply A plus B also belongs to G. Because sum of any two integers is again an integer. And therefore the result, the addition result also belongs to G. That is the meaning of closure property. And it is satisfied. Now second is associative. For associative property we require 3 elements. So here let ABC belongs to G. and then this we have, so this will imply a dot means plus, b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. So this holds for usual addition. We know it is a usual addition is associative, and therefore the associative property holds. Now what about the third, identity? And we just have seen there is 0 in this set. 0 belongs to G, or we have E is equal to 0 belongs to G, such that what is the property of this 0? A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A is equal to A, and this happens for all. For all, A belongs to G. C. A dot E. Here the composition is denoted generally by dot. That may be addition, may be subtraction, may be multiplication, division, or any other operation defined separately. And therefore, that type of symbol we are using. Here it is addition, and 0 is identity for usual addition. And what about the fourth property? See, the fourth property is inverse. Now for any element A belongs to G, consider there exists A inverse, or we can write as inverse, or A belongs to G. There exists, or there is minus of A belongs to G, because it is a set of all integers, and we have written plus minus 1 plus minus 2 etc. If A is there, minus A is also in G, such that, and the property is A plus of minus A is equal to minus A plus of A, and that results to 0. Here that must result to identity, and identity for this addition is 0. So therefore this shows that minus of A is inverse of A. So thus A inverse is equal to minus A, exists in G. And this shows that the inverse element exists in the group, and thus all the four properties are satisfied, and therefore this set, our first example is the set of integers with usual sum forms a group. Now we will consider next example, but before that, instead of set of integers, whether it will form a group, or if consider the same set, whether it will form a group with multiplication, usual multiplication or usual product, whether this set forms with usual product or multiplication is a group or not. Now the first property, we have to check the properties one by one. If all the four properties are satisfied, then that will be a group. Now the closure property is satisfied because the product of any two integer is again integer, and the second is also satisfied because the multiplication, usual multiplication, is associative. We can write A dot in bracket B dot C is equal to A dot B in dot C, and identity, we know 1 is the identity element for multiplication, so identity also exists. Now what about the inverse? Now we must have whether inverse exists or not. We are considering another example here. We must have A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to E, and E is 1 here for multiplication. So what is the A inverse here? A inverse will be 1 upon A. Then A into 1 by A. Therefore A inverse is equal to 1 by A. But you see, 1 by A does not exist in G except A is equal to 1. Because if A is 1, then A inverse will be 1. But if A is 2, what is A inverse? A inverse is 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 does not belongs to G. So therefore, this will not be a group under multiplication, usual multiplication. but it forms a group under addition, usual addition. So that we have to understand the meaning of, if the operation changes, the group structure may also change. And one more thing we can consider, again we consider addition operation. We have seen all the four properties are satisfied for the addition operation. Now whether it is commutative, whether this group is abelian or not, with addition, with usual sum, whether it forms abelian group or not, fifth property we may consider abelian. And we know that addition is commutative. AB belongs to G. We have A plus B is equal to B plus A, and therefore G is abelian group, and thus this forms abelian group. So here we can say G is abelian group. G is an infinite abelian group. And one more thing we may consider as, so this is optional, commutative property or abelian property is optional. If this is does not satisfy, then it also forms a group which will be non-abelian. But here satisfies commutative property, and therefore this forms a abelian group with usual addition. And we have just seen it does not form a group under usual multiplication because the inverse does not exist. Multiplicative inverse is reciprocal, and inverse of 3 will be 1 by 3, and 1 by 3 is not integer. Therefore it is not a group with multiplication, but it is a group with addition. So that is our first example. Now we shall consider second example. So this is an infinite group, and we may consider a finite group. Example, let G be the set containing the elements 1, minus 1, I and minus I. And here we shall consider multiplication with usual multiplication. Multiplication of complex numbers. Here we have considered complex number I. I is a complex number and it is root of minus 1. So we can consider as where I is equal to root of minus 1. And now you see with usual multiplication of complex numbers, whether it forms a group or not, that we shall see. And because the number of elements here are 4 only, finite. Therefore, to understand these properties, we have to verify these properties, and to verify these properties, we shall form a composition table with multiplication. That means I shall write these elements here, and we shall form a table. This is multiplication, or you may write dot 1, minus 1, I and minus I. Now how to fill up the composition table? You see this is commutative, multiplication is commutative, so you may consider 1 into 1, that is 1. 1 into minus 1, minus 1, 1 into I is I, and 1 into minus I is again minus I. Similarly, second row, minus 1 into 1, minus 1, minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1, product of these two. And minus 1 into I is minus I, minus 1 into minus I is plus I. Now multiplication with I into 1 will be I into minus 1 will be minus I into I square, and I square is minus 1. So I into minus I square, and that is plus 1. Finally, this is in final row, minus 1, and this is I, minus I square is 1, and plus I square is minus 1. You may check it easily. So this is the composition table. And now the first property, closure. You see, closure means any you consider any two elements from this and see whether their composition operation is again in the set G or not, and that can be verified from this table. So product of any two elements of these two is this one, these entries, and these entries, each entry belongs to G. So 1 into 1 is 1, 1 minus I into I is minus 1, etc. So therefore the result is again in G, and there the closure properties are satisfied. Now what about associative? This is usual multiplication, and multiplication is always associative. Therefore the associative property is also satisfied. And what about identity element here? The identity element we can see from the table, the same row is repeated here against 1. So 1 is the identity. So I will only consider identity is 1. Identity E is equal to 1. And what about the inverse? Inverse exists or not? Inverse for each element. And inverse means their composition must be 1. So into A inverse is equal to E. E means 1. Now 1 into 1 is 1. So inverse of 1 is, so this is a third property, and fourth is inverse. First two are simple. We have by observation considered the two properties. And what about 1 into 1 is 1, so 1 inverse is 1 itself. Next, you see 1 into minus 1, 1 minus 1 we can consider, minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. And therefore minus 1 inverse is equal to minus 1. Similarly, I into which element is 1? So I into minus I is 1. And therefore inverse of I is minus I. And what is minus I into which element? You may observe minus I into this element, minus I into I. Minus I into I is 1. Therefore inverse of minus I is I. So product results identity, then the two elements are inverse of each other, and thus this is a group. Now whether it is abelian, multiplication, and multiplication is always commutative, so therefore it is abelian group, and thus this G is abelian group. And you see this is finite group, and if it is G is finite, we can consider the number of elements. Number of elements, G is an abelian group. Abelian group with multiplication. And furthermore, order of G, we can say number of elements in G. Number of elements in G, if it is finite, then the order of G is a finite number, and here it is 4. Finite. And if the group is as earlier set of integers is infinite, then that is infinite group, and order is also infinite. So this is an example of finite group. So these are some examples we are considering. You may form an example of more simple group. Instead of 1 minus 1 I minus I, we may have the finite group as, say, if I consider G is equal to 1 and minus 1, then this also forms a group. Group with multiplication is a group under multiplication. Under usual multiplication of real numbers. So very simple to verify. You should verify this. Or instead of these two elements are removed and only this is considered, and operation is the same. Product of 1 and minus 1 is again minus 1 belongs to G. 1 and 1 is 1. It belongs to G. Closure property is satisfied. And multiplication is associative. What is identity for multiplication? 1, that is there. And what is the inverse of element? We have here seen the same inverse will exist. What is inverse of 1? 1 itself, and inverse of minus 1 is minus 1 itself. So this also forms a group with multiplication. So these are some examples of group, and you should understand the properties to be satisfied for a group structure. If all these compulsory properties, closure, associative, identity and inverse, are satisfied, then the set together with binary operation forms a group structure. In addition, if it is the commutative property is satisfied, then the group is said to be abelian also. And if the group is finite, then the number of elements in the group is said to be order of the group. So remaining examples we shall consider next time. Thank you.